San Diego Survivor Series. Time for War Games. We're kicking things off tonight with the Women's War Games match. And there's absolute chaos. Becky Lynch takes herself and AJ Lee out with a manhandle slam through a table. There's Nia Jax, who's targeting Alexa Bliss. With the powerbomb through a table, she knocks her out, but here comes her teammate Rhea Ripley and the Eradicator with a thunderous riptide in the second ring. But another powerhouse in the game arrives. Lash Legends delivers a sit-out choke slam to Rhea Ripley to take her out of the scene, while the 14-time world champion Charlotte Flair comes after their young star of the match as these two are fighting each other. The driven insane Kairi Sane launches herself off the top of the cage for a crossbody to take both women out, and it leads to Io Sky and Asuka looking at one another in the eye, where Io attempts for a double springboard dropkick, which Asuka moves and is delivering maneuvers of her own, different combinations, kicks, and maneuvers, as she's successful to keep the Genius of the Sky down, but not for so long, because Io delivers a double foot stomp right on the midsection and lifts Asuka up for a snake eyes through the table, which was set up in the corner earlier in the match. Now Asuka is in position, and over the moonsault is hit as Io Sky and her teammates gained this massive War Games victory and ended this war the way they wanted. There will definitely be different paths for all of these 5 women with their rivals in the future, but for now, the victory of the War Games match is what it matters. But for this man, things are completely different. He wants to reclaim his Intercontinental Championship. Dominic Mysterio is facing the greatest of all time, John Cena, in Cena's last match in a premium live event for the Intercontinental Championship. They lock up at the start of the match, and Cena outmaneuvers Dominic Mysterio during the process. And after a couple of seconds, John Cena tosses Dominic Mysterio over the ropes, but Dom remains on the apron. He manages to counter Cena's attacks and takes him down using the ropes. He climbs the ropes and is looking for an early splash, but Cena moves the crossbody attempt and lifts him up from behind, perhaps for an early attitude adjustment, but Dominic Mysterio is panicking and is leaving the ring after he countered it. He's taunting and is taking some time trying to regain focus, but as he returns to the ring, John Cena is ready for him as they lock up again, this time in the corner, but Dominic Mysterio gets himself to the ropes, which forces a break, but John Cena's fair play ended up in an outcome that he didn't want it, and Dominic Mysterio is taking full advantage of this, because after that dropkick, he's stomping Cena, punching Cena, choking the greatest of all time, trying to prove that he's the best. But when he Irish whips the IC champion off the ropes, he's countered with a shoulder block, and Cena sends him off the ropes this time himself for another one, and the greatest of all time is taking him down with the Protoplex. But Dominic counters it with a kick to the head and leaves the ring again. But this time, not to escape, he has a strategy. He drags Cena out, but Cena is ready for him. He slams his face right onto the apron and sends him back in the ring. And Cena climbs the ropes this time, but Dominic escaped again. It's too far for Cena to dive from that distance, and because he came down, Dominic took advantage again, and he's continuing to show off his athleticism. This time, it's a diving Hurricane Rana, which sends Cena to the second rope for a 619, but the Intercontinental Champion catches his legs and slams him down with a powerbomb. And now Dom is in position, and John Cena picks up his leg for a half grab. A half Boston Crab is cinched in as Dominic Mysterio has nowhere to go, but he's trying to get himself to the bottom rope, which he does. Cena lifts him up and delivers a Michinoku driver. But it's a kick out by Dom. Cena's not done yet though. He's calling for Dom as he wants to keep his momentum. But as he runs, Dominic Mysterio tries to show Cena how the Michinoku driver is hit. However, it's a kick out by Cena as he's not giving up either. But Dominic Mysterio is not backing down. He's delivering lucha moves after lucha moves, where it forces Cena to roll out of the ring to regroup. But as the IC champion is outside, Dominic Mysterio wants to join him as he launches himself through the ropes with a suicide dive to take down John Cena. But Dirty Dom is not done yet. He climbs the barricade, and from up there, he delivers a blockbuster at ringside. People are off their feet for Dom because they didn't expect him to show this level of athleticism. A tope atomico by Dom as he covers Cena. But the Intercontinental Champion keeps surviving. But when Dom goes for a clothesline, John Cena ducks underneath and delivers a shoulder block. Another one. And this time, everything is ready for John Cena to deliver the 5-knuckle shuffle. A "you can't see me" taunt going off the ropes as he drops the fist. Now Dom is in position for the attitude adjustment, but he keeps up the pressure on Cena's shoulders, so he goes near the apron as Dom survives there. And this is where he's getting back the upper hand. He grabs Cena onto the apron and delivers a massive Mexican destroyer on the apron. Dirty Dom has full control. He sends the champ back in the ring and climbs the ropes for a frog splash. Cena is down and Dom dives, but Cena moves out of harm's way at the very last second and he lifts Dominic up for an attitude adjustment. He finally nails it and he covers Dominic Mysterio. But at 2.9, Dominic puts his foot on the bottom rope, which forces the break and cancels the pin. Cena though rolls through and is looking for another attitude adjustment. But as he walks around the ring, he's nearly hitting the referee with Dom just like he did on Raw, and is trying to apologize, and the referee tells him that he should be careful, but that was the time Dom needed to recover and deliver a 619 to John Cena. He climbs the ropes and he dives with the frog splash to the champ. At 2.99, John Cena kicks out of the frog splash. Dominic can't believe it. He has no other choice but to cheat. He grabs a steel chair from ringside and enters the ring, but the referee is still there, and she's not letting Dom use the steel chair. She takes the chair from Dom and is throwing it out. Meanwhile, Cena has Dom down. It's more than a 3 count. The referee returns, but Dom manages to kick out of it. And the move Dom is trying to hit Cena with ends up with Cena colliding with the referee. John Cena realizes what the hell he just did, but this was all Dominic wanted as he delivers a low blow from behind to the Intercontinental Champion. Dominic Mysterio goes to the ringside again and picks up the steel chair. He re-enters the ring with the chair, but this time not to lie, but to exactly cheat. He locks the chair in between the ropes and sends the Intercontinental Champion head first right to that chair as there was no referee to see it. Dominic climbs the ropes and from up there he delivers the second frog splash and the returning referee counts the 3 count. Dirty Dom is now a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, and what better way to improve your resume by beating John Cena in his final match in a premium live event to take his Intercontinental Championship. One title changed hands tonight. Will the same thing happen to the Women's World Championship? Because Nikki Bella will be challenging La Primera Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. Nikki Bella tries to wear down Stephanie Vaquer in every way she knows, hitting every single maneuver she can. But it's not enough to keep the Women's World Champion down, because La Primera is here to show why she is the Women's World Champion, why she did all of these big things in only 1 year. And she has the upper hand most of the times in the match, but at some point Nikki Bella lifts Stephanie up, but Stephanie catches her leg and delivers a dragon screw. Stephanie Vaquer follows it up with an 8 defeat, and all Nikki Bella is getting is an SVB by Stephanie Vaquer, followed up by a gorgeous corkscrew moonsault from the Women's World Champion. And that's it. Stephanie Vaquer retains her Women's World Championship. She beat a WWE Hall of Famer to do that. But we move on to the main event of the show, the match that everyone has been waiting for, the Men's War Games match. Perhaps the War Games match with the most number of big superstars in it. So ladies and gentlemen, let the War Games begin. Cody Rhodes and Bronson Reed are starting things off for each team, one-on-one, and Cody Rhodes is successful to keep down Bronson Reed, but not for the entire battle, because Bronson Reed is also showing no mercy to the undisputed champion, squashing him with splashes and slams. But now it's time for Logan Paul to enter, the second man from Team Division. As they have the advantage, they will outnumber the opposite team, and they will outnumber Cody Rhodes. The Maverick arrives with a steel chair, and Bronson Reed follows it up with the senton. And even though Cody Rhodes is trying to fight back against Logan Paul, Bronson Reed is there to keep him down. The Vision has the upper hand, and Logan Paul is showing his athleticism as well. But now it's time for one half of the Usos, Big Jimmy Uso, to arrive, and he arrives with a kendo stick. He uses that weapon to take down Bronson Reed, and he's also successful to take down Logan Paul. He dodges his attack and delivers a big right hand, a super kick to Bronson Reed, and a super kick to Logan Paul. Reed tries to attack him from behind, but Jimmy is fresh, and he manages to counter Reed's attack and deliver an Uso in the wind to take both men down. Jimmy Uso is on fire, and Cody Rhodes recovers as well, and these two men are bringing the fight to the Vision. They also double team those two until it's time for the unpredictable badass to enter the structure. Braun Breaker is decimating Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes, and with the highest possible speed, Braun Breaker crushes Jimmy Uso with the massive clothesline. And that is the reason Logan Paul and Bronson Reed are successful to recover as well. And now the Vision has the upper hand one more time. But the other Uso is entering right now. Jey Uso is here, and we have a super kick party here inside the War Games structure. He throws the trash can in position for Jimmy to deliver a superplex right onto it as Braun Breaker goes spine first onto it. But not only that, but also the Usos are double teaming the Vision, doing whatever they can to keep them down. And Cody Rhodes is also taking down Bronson Reed with a massive Cody cutter, face first on the steel chair, but that stops when Drew McIntyre enters the structure. He starts off hot by delivering a claymore to Cody Rhodes. He demolishes the Usos, and Bronson Reed crushes Cody Rhodes with the tsunami as well. He also helps his buddy Logan Paul deliver a frog splash to Jey Uso. But it's time for the World Heavyweight Champion to arrive, and he's arriving with WWE Universe's favorite weapon. Bronson Reed tries to fight him with the kendo stick, but Punk takes that stick from him and is bringing the fight to the Vision. Bronson's down, so is Logan Paul. Now it's time for Drew McIntyre to get some. Punk counters his attack as well and delivers a beautiful springboard clothesline to the Scottish Warrior. Into the corner he goes for the running knee, followed by a bulldog to the former world champion. Now when the odds are even, Team Cody Rhodes is getting the upper hand. The Usos are going after Braun Breaker, and after numbers of super kicks, they take him down, and Cody Rhodes himself delivers a massive crossroads to Bronson Reed. But until when are they gonna have the upper hand? Because when Brock Lesnar enters, everyone is getting crushed. And it doesn't matter if you're the undisputed champion, because Cody Rhodes is getting decimated by Lesnar as well. So is the World Heavyweight Champion. Not only does he get a German suplex by Brock, but unlike others, he's getting an F5 by the Beast. But the Beast is watching his Slayer enter the structure. The OTC arrives, and he goes face to face with Brock Lesnar. People are at the edge of their seats, and Roman Reigns is showing Brock Lesnar that he's no different than him. He can handle all the members of Brock's team at once as well. The Brawns, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, all of those are getting Superman punched and speared by the Tribal Chief himself. And the brawl begins. Lesnar and Reigns are throwing punches at one another, and the War Games officially starts. There is chaos everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's a brawl taking place. At some point, Drew McIntyre and Jimmy Uso are between two rings, and McIntyre delivers a suplex onto the steel part. Jimmy rolls to one of those rings, but Drew McIntyre follows him as he takes him out with the massive claymore. Logan Paul is doing the same thing with Jey Uso as he power slams him onto Cody Rhodes and sets him in position for Bronson Reed to cut him in pieces with the tsunami from the top. Paul himself goes after CM Punk, but Punk catches him mid-air and transitions that into a beautiful GTS. However, Drew McIntyre is coming after the World Heavyweight Champion, but Punk moves and Drew goes crashing through a table. Cody Rhodes arrives from behind as well and takes the Scottish Warrior down with the crossroads. Then Cody goes after Brock Lesnar. He wants a disaster kick to the Beast, but Lesnar catches him mid-air and he lifts him up in the Fireman's Carry to deliver an F5 through the table as the undisputed champion is out, but Roman Reigns is not. He goes for a spear to Brock, but Lesnar catches him with the massive German suplex. He wants an F5 to Reigns, but Roman delivers a spear through the table which was set up in the corner earlier on. Now Bronson Reed sets Punk on a table for a tsunami, but as he dives, Roman Reigns saves Punk and drags him out of the harm's way, and Reed goes crushing through the table, just like Punk saved him, and now Roman is returning the favor. But no one can save Roman from a rib-breaking spear by Braun Breaker. Punk sends Breaker into the opposite ring, and now they're all alone. Every other competitor is down, and Punk is looking for a GTS to Braun, but Braun comes down and delivers a thunderous clothesline. He's lining Punk up for a spear, but Punk's not giving up. Breaker goes flying in the air and is getting a kick by Punk. But Logan Paul is here to ruin things. He's intercepting Punk, but Punk is ready for him as he takes him down with a beautiful neck breaker. But this was the time Breaker needed to recover as he spears CM Punk in half and covers him for a 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker just pinned the World Heavyweight Champion, and his team is getting the win. Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed defeated an all-star team, and they are the victors of War Games.